Hello student, this is Professor Urvish Mewada, SSIT College, Gandhinagar Part, Head of the Department in Electrical Engineering. Uh, in this subject, we already discussed the topic number 1. It is concept of interconnection. Now this is the topic number 2, type of interconnection power system. Means we use different type of different utilities for the interconnection of power system. Now the the, the we can say first type is AC interconnection. Now AC interconnection means suppose this is a system A and system B, so they are interconnected with AC transmission line, so this is called AC interconnection. This are only a type of interconnection, and the, in this two systems are directly connected to each other with converting station. Now we can use so many utilities for the interconnection as per our requirement. So this is a part of interconnection. So this is called AC interconnections. Now the second part, or we can say second utility which we can use for the interconnection is DC interconnection. For DC interconnection you can see a symbol. This is a symbol of DC interconnection. This is a system A and this is the system B. In between we have a transmission line which is connected through rectifiers, rectifiers like converters and inverters. So this is called DC interconnection. Means both the system A and B having no converting station to change the voltage level and control the voltage, but transmission of power, it can transfer the power for a long distance, and only this will have converting and inverting station at the receiving end only. Means this is the converted DC power which is transferred from system A to system B. So there is no converter and inverter which are connected between transmission line. Only they are connected at sending end and at the receiving end. So that's why it is called DC interconnection, and it is utilized by the HVDC system. At the same time, it can be strengthen the interconnected power system to avoid the dynamic problems. So as we all know that in the alternating supply or alternating current, we face so many problems due to the switching. So we will face less problem due to the we can say due to the interconnected power system, or we can say changing of the load. Now the third point is hybrid AC system, or we can say hybrid AC DC system. So in this system A and system B both are connected with both the lines, means AC interconnection as well as the DC interconnection. So this provides the feasibility to transfer the power for small distance as well as the long distance. So this is the third type of interconnection. Now in the third type, the both AC and DC power is transmitted over a long distance using hybrid system, and it provides the feasibility to transfer the power over a short distance as well as the long distance. The problems which is associated with interconnected power system is we can say the first point is voltage control. Now why why this is a problem in the interconnection? So it is I already explained that it is necessary to maintain the terminal voltage of the generator. So control the or to maintain the constant voltage in the interconnected power system. Why it is to maintain the constant voltage? Because your generating station, suppose local generating station is connected with the interconnected power system. So for the interconnection, all the generating stations voltage, means terminal voltage of all the generating stations, must be same for the interconnection condition. So the first problem which we face is due to the interconnection is voltage control, and due to the low voltage many problems arise in summer season due to heavy inductive loads. Means in summer season generally we use air conditioner or cooler. Means these are the heavy loads. So due to the switching off and switching on and off this load, the terminal voltage, or we can say fluctuation, occur in the system, and the problem can be overcome by meeting a reactive power demand at the load center. Means we can deliver required reactive power in the system, and we can maintain the terminal voltage of the terminal voltage of the generating station. And so it can it can remain in the interconnection if we can control the voltage or terminal voltage of the generating station. And it can be overcome by connecting a capacitor in shunt of the line to provide the reactive power of the system. As I already explained you, if any problem occur in the transmission system due to the reactive power, we can inject or we can absorb the reactive power with the help of certain elements, like with the help of reactors. We can absorb the reactive power, and with the help of capacitor we can inject the reactive power in the system. Now the second problem is frequency control. These two both are, we can say, associated to each other. If voltage reduce, frequency also reduce. Now generally plus or minus 2% fluctuation of the frequency is allowed. So whenever large loads which are connected to the generating stations suppose get on, and suppose that that loads get turn on and turn off, then the sudden demand of the we can say load will increase, and due to that speed of the generator will reduce. And if the speed of the generator will reduce, we can say frequency of the system will reduce. So in some case during the peak load condition, frequency tends to be very low. Why it is low? Because sudden voltage demand increase, or sudden current demand increase. As current increases, voltage decreases, and voltage decreases, frequency of the generator will also decrease. So under a condition, we use under frequency relay for automatic load shedding and connect new generating station in parallel with the system. At this time, at this problem, or we can say at the time of this problem, we can have utility of protection devices like under frequency relay. So under frequency relay will sense the frequency of the generator, which is connected to the connected to the generator in differential manner, and it will measure the frequency of the generator. And if frequency reduce then the tolerable frequency, then suddenly the either generating station will come in the picture, and it will drive the excess load of load which is connected to the generating station. So we can overcome this problem with the help of such protecting devices. Now the third problem which is associated with the interconnection is load dispatch and communication. Now as we know that all the generating stations are interconnected, and in our country there are so many generating stations. The generating stations are located in different states, so it is very difficult to maintain the communication between each other, and also to observe the load demand and load dispatch from the respective generating stations. So for this load dispatch and communication, we have the load dispatch center. Means for if we talk about if we talk about our country India, we have the National Load Dispatch Center in Delhi, and then that NLDC will drive the regional load dispatch center. And the load dispatch center in our Gujarat is located at Gotri, Vadodara, which will continuously observe the load dispatch and maintain the communication among all the generating stations which are interconnected to each other. So it is proposed to add multiple channel or digital micro system or fiber optic communication system to provide better load dispatch and communication facilities. So LDC will provide this this load dispatch load dispatch problem as well as the communication very well. So that can be overcome with the help of LDC load dispatch center. Now the fourth problem is shortage of spinning reserve. Now during the peak load time, demand is more than the power generation that we already discussed. Now for better load management, the additional generating facilities are needed. So as we suppose we don't have this additional generation facilities, then consumer will definitely suffer from the lack of power. So shortage of spinning reserve capacity, or you can say more spinning reserve capacity is required for the interconnected power system. Now the fifth disadvantage of the interconnected power system is lack of operational discipline among constituents. Means each region has to maintain own generation and demand ratio. That is the first, or we can say prior responsibility of the local generating station. If they fails to maintain generation and demand, then the other generating station will deliver the power to the consumers of local generating station. So however, due to the overall shortage in the installed capacity, the constituents tends to overdraw share from the central station. Means they are suffering from suppose lack of coal or lack of any utilities. So due to this problem, the local generating station cannot drive the peak demand for a long time. So they need to borrow the power from the we can say national load central load station. So due to above disturbance, due to above, the disturbance is created in the system and system stability problem occurs. Means if if we have the interconnected power system and our generating station will grab the power from the other generating station, then instability will occur in the grid. So this is a problem when we connect our system with the interconnected power system. Now the sixth disadvantage of the interconnected power system is metering and instrumentation. So for such kind of interconnected power system, to require the adequate metering. Means a proper metering and proper recording instruments are required. And if we cannot if we not check dispatching of the load, as well as the if we not maintain the records of the power transfer, then it can create a big problem. So it is necessary to install sequential recorders that can record continuously the contingency of the power, as well as the disturbance which are occurred in the system. Also time of day meters, etc. Such kind of metering and instruments are useful in the interconnected power system, but using such instruments in the interconnected power system is too expensive. So it is again a problem when we install interconnected power system, or when we connect our local generating station with the interconnected power system. So interconnected power system has so many advantages and some less disadvantages. So that's why we prefer interconnected power system for the efficient power supply and to improve the efficiency of the generating station, and to transfer uninterrupted power supply to the consumers. This is the main goal of interconnected power system. So these are the assignment question of topic number 1 and topic number 2. So please write it down, or you can take the snap of this assignment question. So related instructions also mentioned below the assignment question. Please read it carefully. And the questions are, the first question is, what do you mean by interconnected power system? Then the second question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of interconnected power system? And the third question is, explain the different types of interconnected power system. Also define the problems associated with the interconnected power system. You have to submit your assignment from the next lecture, from the मीन्स जब आपका लेक्चर डिलीवर हो उसके नेक्स्ट डे पर आपको उसको मतलब मुझे सबमिट करना है. सो Also you have to write this assignment in the 5 pages, so all the related instructions are written in the below this assignment question. Read it carefully. uh, Thank you very much, student, and if you have any doubt or any query related to this topic, and if you want to share something for this topic to me, feel free to call me or you can WhatsApp me. Thank you very much, student. uh, Thank you. Thank you all. Jai Swaminarayan.